Hi, I'm Amy and I'm a Filipino mom living here in Germany, and I live in a region where we have the highest coronavirus cases here in Germany. So it's like the Wuhan of China, but not as worst as what they have there in Wuhan. And why am I speaking up? Well, I would like to share my experience regarding this problem, and it's also like sharing my experience with my fellow Filipinos here in Germany, because I've seen some Filipinos panicking already in our Filipino group chat, and some Filipinos asking what to do if that happens. So that's why I decided to speak up. The coronavirus is spreading fast here in Germany. In our state alone, we have more than 200, and here in Germany we have more than 400 cases already. So it's spreading fast. Problem is, if you walk around, you don't know who is infected and who is not. So the best way to avoid it is to stay at home. But you cannot also stay at home for weeks or for days. I didn't send my son to the kindergarten, and I have to entertain him all the time because he misses his friends and he gets bored too. So he needs playtime with other kids too. But that's the problem, with a crisis like this, you have no choice. So my experience is I got paranoid, I got stressed, which is not good. To my fellow Filipinos, sa mga kababayan ko, you have to stay calm, know your hotline, and know your house doctor's number, and load yourself with vitamin C, a lot of vitamin C, fruits, what else? Veggies. So healthy diet that we must do, because we really don't know how to deal with this kind of virus. It's new. So there's no medicine for it. And for me, it's like we're like blind ducks. We don't know where to go. We don't know what to do. We don't know who to run to, right? So my experience was 3 days ago, my husband came home looking pale, and then he was complaining already that he had a sore throat, a headache, and was coughing a little. So I didn't really mind him because I thought that, maybe he was just stressed, or maybe it's just a flu. So I didn't really mind him. And then he said that one of his colleagues is a close contact of one of the infected persons here in our place, because now we have 4 people, infected people, just outside of the city. It's like 15 minutes drive away from our home. So when I heard that, I panicked, and I urged him to call the hotline right away because I was so scared. So he called the hotline, and then he waited for an hour before someone answered him, and then they got his information, my information, and my son's. Then they gave him another number, and that's the number of the house doctor. And then he called the house doctor's number, and then waited for an hour again, sorry. And then the doctor told him that he should stay put, do not go outside, and then observe and wait. If it gets worse, call them again, and then they will come to us, and then they will check him, check me, and my son. So that's what the doctor told him. I didn't sleep well that night. I was praying to all the saints. I was asking my friends to pray for us because I was so worried. I was so scared because I know that I am not fit. I have some health issues too. I'm worried for my son too, and I'm worried about him too. So I didn't sleep well. That was like a torture for me. And then the next day he went to work. Then an hour later he came home. He told me that instead of going to work, he went to a doctor and then asked the doctor to test him. The doctor asked him, why did you come here? If you have those symptoms, you shouldn't have come here. And then he said, where should he go? If he has those symptoms, if he's sick, where should he go? He should go to the doctor. But the doctor said, yeah. And then the doctor explained. That I understand. I totally understand that the doctor has to be fit. Because if you go to the doctor and you have that symptoms, if you have that virus, the doctor might also get infected, and the staff and the nurses, they will also get infected. So that's why they are also protecting themselves. That I understand, because if things get worse, we need medical people. We need many doctors and nurses. And Germany right now, I guess, doesn't have enough nurses and doctors. So they have to stay fit. That I understand. I totally understand that. And that's why here in our place, you cannot go to a clinic if you have the symptoms. You cannot go to a clinic, or you cannot go to the hospital. So you're advised to call the hotline, and then they will talk with you, and then they will tell you to call the house doctor, and then the doctor will interview you and then ask for some more information. And if they think that it's worse, then they will come to you, and then they will conduct a test. They will conduct a coronavirus test. My husband went to the doctor and then told him after 4 to 8 hours they're going to tell him the result. So I didn't sleep well that night while waiting. That was like a torture for me and my family. I could sense that my husband is also worried, but he wasn't just telling me, because he saw me already panicking. I sanitized every corner of the house. I cleaned up that day a lot. And then, I was so quiet and nervous. So 4 to 8 hours later, the city doctor called him and then told him that his colleague is not included in the list of positive people or of infected people. So I was very glad, or I was relieved. And my husband said, okay, we don't have to worry now, because that seems to be a good news. That's what he said. And then before lunchtime, we got a call from his doctor, and then she said that the test was now negative. So I was very happy. I was very thankful. And thank you for my friends, all my friends and families who prayed for us. Because in our country, in the Philippines, we always believe in prayers. We believe in prayers. So the test was negative, so it was a big relief for all of us. And we still have to observe ourselves for 14 days, because you can never tell, right? And we still have to be cautious, because the number here is rapidly increasing every day. So we have to be cautious, and then we don't go out that much. I still don't send my son to the kindergarten. And my husband this week stayed at home, but he will go back to work next week. So I just hope and pray that he doesn't have a close contact again with people who might be infected with that virus again. So that's our first-hand experience. To my fellow Filipinos here in Germany, don't panic. Instead, stay calm. Buy your 2-week supply if you can, so you don't have to go out all the time. Because now the problem is, we don't know who is infected and who is not. So people are roaming around not even knowing if they might be sick or not. So that's the problem. So yeah, have your supply if you can, food supply, enough food supply if you can, so you don't have to go to the groceries all the time, to the shops all the time. Know your hotline, your city hotline, so you can call there if you're feeling sick. And then your personal information, of course, I know you know that, because they're going to ask for that. And then your contact persons, the people who are you living with, and the people who you had contact these days, so know them. And then the house doctor. Do not go to the hospital, do not go to the clinic if you're sick, because chances are, if you have only mild symptoms, they're not going to check you. So load yourselves with lots of vitamin C. That's what we're doing. We bought a lot of vitamin C. So take a lot of vitamin C. So you should have vitamin C tablets or pills with you. Drink a lot of water. Fruits, veggies. Should eat a lot of fruits and veggies. And then as much as possible, avoid going to crowded places or taking the public transport, because right now we don't know who are the infected ones or not, or those who are not. And some people are traveling, so we don't know if some of them came from Italy or some of them came from China. So that's my advice. Don't panic. Stay put, stay calm, be aware, be vigilant, monitor the news. Do not only depend on the news on TV. Try to research, and yeah, be aware of what's happening in your city and your surroundings and the neighboring cities or neighboring towns. So yeah, that's my advice. And yeah, wag lamang po tayong magpanic. And don't get paranoid, just like what I did, just like what happened to me, because I guess paranoia and stress can kill you more, or can make you more sick than having a flu. So that's it. And prayers, a lot of prayers. So mag-ingat po tayo mga kababayan ko dito sa Germany. Take care, and God bless us all.